Hi everyone, I'm Ella. I'm a second year clinical engineering STP based in Nottingham, and I am also the chair of the East Midlands trainee network. And I've recently been helping set up a healthcare science trainee network in Nottingham to feed into the East Midlands network. So I decided to do a talk on networking as in my first year of the STP, I've benefited so much from networking with others, and I've also watched a few of the sharing good practice resources for networking, sort of in preparation for this presentation. And they're all sort of currently aimed towards HSST trainees who already likely are established within their own department and have already got lots of experience with networking. So with this presentation, I'm hoping to give STPs some advice on networking and also show why it's beneficial and important to take the time to do it. Because we all hear about, oh, you should join your trainee network and you should do lots of networking, but why actually is it worth doing it? So I thought I'd start off by talking a bit about the benefits of networking, both professionally and personally, before discussing how I've developed my networking skills throughout the STP and some advice I have. So again, as I said, there's many professional benefits, and the main one would be to the career opportunities it can give you. Again, widening your network outside your own department and hospital can make you aware of future jobs, of different career pathways you can take after the STP. I've been introduced to a variety of different people and heard all about their career journeys throughout the NHS, which has been very eye-opening for the future. Another benefit is that you also have access to new information, which leads to gaining insights into other departments. I'd never worked within the NHS before doing the STP, so I didn't really know how the NHS worked as a whole. So doing the STP and going on my rotations helped me to see how other departments work together to provide patient care, and also it gave me the opportunity to meet other healthcare scientists and how they fit within the hospital. Having this wider understanding and being able to meet other scientists has helped me see how my own department fits within the hospital. They mentioned silo working a lot within the NHS, and it's a problem that is being addressed, but networking really does help break down these barriers between departments. Also, networking at events can help you to broaden your knowledge about a certain area. You may have access to people who are leading in a particular field of work. So attending networking events and conferences can give you the opportunity to ask questions. You may even be able to ask if you can visit their department. You never know unless you ask. Increased visibility is also a really good benefit to networking. Being known can help you give you opportunities which you might not have been open to before, as people wouldn't have known to offer you the opportunity in the first place. And people knowing your name will also help in the future for joint projects across different departments and things like that. And people may also be more likely to respond to your email or query if they've heard of you before. And this one is kind of linked to accessing new information, but networking can also provide plenty of learning opportunities. The more people you network with, the more people you can potentially ask for help in the future to understand a particular part of your training. And then aside from professional benefits, there are also personal benefits to networking. During the first year of the SCP, I've really personally benefited from all the networking I've been able to do. During my undergraduate degree, I was quite shy and introverted. However, since leaving university and working full time, it's really helped develop my communication skills, and especially doing the STP has helped with this. As part of my rotations in first year, I've visited a variety of different departments across my hospital and also other hospitals in nearby cities. Doing this, I met lots of new, very interesting people, and being able to talk to different people really helped me develop my communication skills, not just in person, but also how to send emails. It sounds like such a simple thing, but sending emails to people you don't know can be quite daunting. So now I have plenty of practice and it's now easier. I've also become more confident. Doing the SCP gives you plenty of opportunities to network with others, and the more people I got to know, the more settled into my training program I felt, which improved my confidence overall. And don't get me wrong, I did have to push myself to network and talk to others, but it's definitely benefited me and helped me grow personally and professionally as well. And then, finally, on a personal note, I've also been able to develop friendships with other STPs. I'm the only STP within my department, And so through the East Midlands Trainee Network, I was able to meet other trainees within my trust and build friendships there. I also moved to Nottingham for the SCP and I didn't know anyone here. So networking has helped me to make friends, and I think it's also important to socialise with other SCPs because they actually understand what you're going through. The SCP is a rewarding but difficult training program, and it's hard to explain to family members or friends what you're actually doing for your job. So being able to talk to other trainees about how it's going is really good because they actually understand it, they actually get what you're going through. So how have I developed my networking skills during my first year of the SCP? I asked lots of questions. It seems simple, but asking questions and being enthusiastic and passionate about your job can really help build professional relationships, especially when you're on your rotations in your first year. Ask sensible questions and well thought out questions. But your supervisor and their team are more likely to help you out if you engage with the department and ask questions. To be honest, you'll likely be forgotten about if you just sit there and say nothing. It's hard to be a bit more extroverted at work, but it's something I've definitely learned to do. You definitely get more out of your rotations if you're engaged and ask questions. So I also volunteered last December to be the social media officer for the East Midlands Trainee Network. I helped organise events and create social media posts for the network. It gave me plenty of opportunities to network with other trainees and also communicating with the national school. These networking and social events, which I helped organise, helped develop my presenting and communication skills. I then went on to volunteer to be the chair of the East Midlands Network, which gave me the opportunity to present here today. I spoke with a clinical scientist in my department about volunteering opportunities, and one of them told me about the Healthcare Science Week, which was coming up, and they told me that there would be a stall in the hospital to promote the role of healthcare scientists, so I volunteered to help out with that. It improved my communication skills with other staff members as well as patients and other members of the public. Also helped with one of the training activities. I wouldn't have known about this opportunity if I hadn't have asked. And then from helping with this Healthcare Science Week, I met the chief scientist for my trust, which was really great. And I was also able to talk to her about how she got into her role. And then from this, she asked me to help set up a Nottingham Healthcare Science Trainee Network. And from that, I've met many more senior scientists who have helped support me in setting up the network. And I've been invited to healthcare science board meetings as a trainee representative, which was very daunting because it's quite an important meeting. But it's helped increase my visibility and also, again, broaden my network of people that I know. And then finally, advice for networking. My main advice again is to just not be afraid to ask questions. You're a trainee and you're there to learn. When you're on rotations in different departments, ask people how they got to do their job, how did they develop certain skills. If you're in a large department like I am, ask to visit certain areas that you might not normally go to. Ask to be introduced to team members, for example. In my case, I spent a lot of time in one hospital in Nottingham because there's two big ones. So on the occasion that I visited the other hospital, I asked to have a tour of the workshop there and meet some of the other engineers that were working there. And again, now I have contacts there if I need any help. Take opportunities if they're offered to you. As a trainee, you're supernumerary, so there should be time within your training plans for in networking opportunities, as overall they will benefit your training. So don't be afraid to ask your training officer to make time for these, and don't be afraid to send that email asking to visit another department. As long as you can outline how it will benefit your training and your knowledge, then you should be able to do this. Volunteering for things that genuinely interested you is also important, as the more passionate and engaged you are, the more you will get out of the opportunity in the first place. And your lecturers at university are a great opportunity to network. Many of the lecturers I had are clinical scientists who'd completed the clinical engineering STP and now working within different departments across hospitals, not just clinical engineering. So I asked them questions about their career pathways. It was really interesting and inspiring, and it's given me plenty of ideas for the future, which I wouldn't have known about if I hadn't have asked. And an important bit of advice is to thank people. The people that you end up networking with are often very busy, as are we as trainees. So thanking them for their time is important, and will also show them that you are genuine, which again in the future will make them more likely to support and help you. And helping and supporting others is a great way to network with new trainees and also broaden your own network of people that you know. I mean, think back to times when you had to ask for help. Remember how that felt. So it's, it's a nice thing to do to help others. And then my last bit of advice would be that, no question is a silly or stupid question. The majority of people that I have asked questions to have been happy to answer them and take their time to explain things to me, as more often than not, they are very passionate about their job and they like to teach others about it. So, does anyone have any questions? And again, I left my email there if
Oh,
anyone wants
brilliant.
to email me afterwards.